All right, everybody, welcome to week 11. Starting off, we got RBs Don't Matter versus Dodd Take My Hoax. Trey Lance still not playing unless we get an injury there. That's obviously not going to help. I'm not going to put CJ Beathard in for similar reasons, I guess. Um, Honestly, it's closer than I thought. 6-14 versus 3-7, and it's pretty tight. Let's give it a look, I guess. Alrighty. I mean, Miles Sanders has kind of been sucking lately. What a disappointment he has been. Singletary's going to get some good work today. Pierce is out. And JP mentioned it in the trade in the chat this week. What a trade for him. Obviously, he did watch him at Florida. But, man, that's not looking great. I mean, it's looking great for JP. It's not looking great for the Pierce owner here. Singletary, though, going to get some great run here. Gainwell might actually get some points here. It's supposed to be a little rainy there, so we'll see what happens. Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, man, I'd be moving those, I guess, if I was Ian here, trying to get the low picks because they're putting up some serious numbers. Might squeak out a win here, Ian. Let's see, Alan Lazard at Buffalo. It could. I don't know if he's going to get to 6 points, but this is a surprisingly tight match here. I kind of feel like Ian might squeak out a win. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna give Ian first week of the first matchup of the commissioner picks, giving him the upset. This is gonna be a fun one to watch. Keep an eye on that one. Next we got Vince versus Katie, two powerhouses in the league. Josh Allen's not having a great year, but still going to put up some fantasy points. Geno Smith on the other side. He's not been great, man. I don't know what's going on with him, and maybe he's just exposed now for what he's able to do, but, just not able to carry that team for fantasy relevance as much as we had probably all hoped. Mostert and A-Chain back together again. I think those two probably blow it up. Josh Dobbs, I'm excited to see what he does. Does he end up sticking around and being like a fantasy dynasty relevant quarterback? I don't know, but I think Vince has got the right idea starting him. Josh Jacobs at Miami is tricky. I don't think. You know what? New coach, right? Maybe he just runs it through Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams, and they just rack it up. Who knows? That could end up being pretty good point scorer. Derrick Henry has been hot and cold all year. We'll see what happens. Montgomery's a solid get. I don't think Gibbs makes Montgomery irrelevant here. Big week out of Gus Edwards already. This is going to be another fun one. I think Vince probably ends up taking this Ty Chandler. I expect to get some more run. Jerome Ford and Montgomery are kind of similar in my mind here. I think maybe Jerome Ford ends up being one of those guys that sticks around for a little while and just could be a good RB2 for a while. Diggs, goddamn, Katie, your team is stupid. Hard to bet against Katie with this freaking team she's got. Maybe another upset here. Yeah, let's give it to Katie. Let's go two upsets in a row here. We'll give it to Katie. Sorry, Vince. It usually works out well for you when I bet against you, so maybe that's a blessing. Next up, we got Nick Wilson to Wilson versus Mike's Mehow team. Big question here for Mike, obviously, is the Najee use. There was some chitter chatter this weekend about RB1 being Najee or RB1 being Jalen Warren. We'll see how that works out if Jalen keeps getting the rock. Obviously, Ken Walker and Christian McCaffrey are huge names to have. She's got all three of them. Or Mike's got all three of them. Solid running back room there, Mike. That's looking great, buddy. Saquon, honestly, I think he's going to get a lot of usage. I think they're just going to beat him up. Jahmyr Gibbs should have a good run. I don't think he's the RB1 at the team, but he should get some good use there. Garrett Wilson and Christian Kirk back to back is a pretty fun little duo to think about here. That might be a wash. Garrett Wilson's banged up, yeah. Christian Kirk, I I don't know. Might be a wash. We'll call it a wash. Jalen Waddle's been disappointing this year. Fun tight end matchup there. And then in the super flex, we got Matt Stafford versus Okonkwo. Bummer. Nick, you're so tight, man. You're so close to getting into that playoff spot. You need like one piece in your playoff bound, I think. And I know that's pretty surprising considering how the season started for you, bud. But yeah, I'm going to give that one to Mike. Next up, it's Aubrey's Maku versus Yanni's Sons of the Harpy. Wow. Look at those projected scores. Super tight. Danny DeVito. Tom DeVito's quarterback play, though, looked really bad. And so did that second that you gave up, Aubrey. This is not going to play out well for you, buddy. Bryce Young hasn't looked good either, though. Hopefully he does get some improvement in the offseason. Let's see what else is going on here. Brian Robinson has been great, though. That's been a great pickup. The best B. Robinson in the fantasy world right now. Rashad White, I think he's going to, 14.9. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see him getting some fair volume and a touchdown here. Man, these are two fun. We got a lot of fun fantasy matchups this weekend. Dalton Kincaid might be the winner on this one, though. If they can keep Kincaid relevant here, Garrett Wilson's banged up, so, or no, that's the wrong team. Garrett Wilson's with the Jets for Buffalo. Yeah, I don't know. They shut down Diggs and Kincaid gets a lot of work here. I could see that playing out. I'm going to give Aubrey the win here. It pains me because I need him to lose more since I own his first. But, yeah, Aubrey getting the win. All right, we got Mike's little bit of Wilson is what I need versus Peter straight cash homie. Peter making a late push here, asking for those flex starters, giving out all the picks. Projected Peter to win it. Let's take a look. Dak Prescott's going to be just absolute money, I think, rest of the way. Based on what we saw last weekend, it looks to be the case. Purdy's got a full team back, and they do well when they've got Debo, Ayuk, and Christian, so that should be a big score for the rest of the way as well for him. Russ Wilson's been actually playing up. That's nice. Herbert's always a lock, so pretty much of a wash at quarterback spot. I'm not sure Dowd will get so much volume this weekend. I think he's banged up as well. I mean, he looked pretty good. That might be a good long-term sleeper right there. But Henderson should be a good start here for Peter. And then you got MVS versus P. Ryan, Nico Collins, and Parham. I don't think Parham's going to get 7 points for you, Peter. We'll see what happens. But, I think that one's rough. Mari Cooper is going to be a rough play as well, Mike. That's a bummer with Deshaun out. But Calvin Ridley's been kind of garbage as well, so that might work out. And then you got Debo stacked with Brock. Yeah, that's sweet. Good play there, Mike or Peter. Mike's got an out in his hand, so he needs to get that fixed. Who could he put in there though? We got George Kittle versus Trey McBride. Trey McBride's gonna beat that one out. Not a big George Kittle fan. It's too fluky. What you got? Julio Jones to rely on. That's not a great reliance piece. You could activate one of your taxi squad guys. See how that works out. That's probably your best play, but not going to be enough to score you the win, so probably not activating that taxi squad guy. Peter getting the win, making a late push. I like it. All right, we got JP's all-rookie team versus Eric's Turd Ferguson. I'm not going to spend too much time here. It looks like Eric's going to win this one pretty handedly. CJ Stroud, man. What a baller. All right, we got Hydra versus Paul's Wonderwolf. Another tight match. Man, what a great weekend for our fantasy matchups. Got to get the young guys to get that. Is it? Yeah. Get Deuce Vaughn out of there. He's out. Get him out. Get those right guys in there. This could be a win here for the Hydra boys if they remember to make the switch. But I'm going to guess that doesn't happen. We'll see what happens here. I think I'm going to give it to Hydra. I'm going to say they're going to make it in. I don't think that they make it, but they should. Let's see. And then, let's see. We got Lyndon versus me. this should be an easy win, even with Burrow out, but who knows? Fantasy could be wild. Joe Mixon put up big time this year, or this weekend. He probably ends up doing that a lot as well going forward since Joey B is out. I think I get the win here, but let's just take another look. Cooper Kupp has Matt Stafford back. That should be fun. Robert Woods, actually, I think is a pretty good play here. I don't think Jacoby Meyer puts up big numbers. Yeah, I think it's going to look more like last weekend, but who knows? And Brandon Cooks, don't think that's going to work out well for you, but my God, did he put up big numbers last weekend? We'll see if he can repeat it. So I think I win this one, but honestly, Brandon Cooks might be the guy that sets it apart. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's week 11. I don't have Falcons this weekend to lose for or root for or lose for, so we'll see what happens. But as always, go Falcons.